An absolutely gorgeous day over here in Daytona Beach. Almost not even a cloud in the sky. Most of the pilots have seen this too because there's not too many planes left out on our flight line, which means they're all out there up in the sky enjoying this beautiful weather. Let's get a closer look at how beautiful this weather actually is. 76 degrees, feels like 77, so a beautiful day to go to the beach. A little bit of a nice wind out of the northeast at 15 miles an hour, cooling us down just a little bit from some of the other temperatures we are seeing in the region. 73 up in Palm Coast, 76 down in Daytona, a little bit warmer down towards Titusville, where we start to see the temperatures poking into the 80s a bit, and that trend of the 80s continues into central Florida, 85 in Orlando, and that stays pretty consistent down towards Kissimmee, up in Leesburg, all low to mid 80s. A little bit warmer over on the west coast, 86 for Tampa. So if you're on the west coast, you're definitely not feeling the same sea breeze we're feeling over here on the east coast. This is very easy to see on our satellite. Not a cloud in the sky over the Florida Peninsula. A couple clouds up in the Panhandle, however, and that's all because we have this high pressure over the Carolinas, which is keeping all of that nasty weather out for right now. But that is not expected to continue into the weekend at all because this low pressure out over here, out over the Gulf, is expected to continue to move along the Gulf Coast, eventually making its way to the peninsula of Florida. That's a little bit easier to see on our future cast here. These are these nice sunny days with only a couple clouds, and here comes that rain right on time, right on Sunday. Those greens, those are some lighter areas of rain, some showers. Those yellows, maybe an embedded thunderstorm, but areas of heavier rain. And right there, those reds, that's where you're going to start to see some much heavier rain and some thunderstorms. Yes, I said it, thunderstorms. We're starting to get back to that time of year again where you can expect an afternoon thunderstorm or two. The Storm Prediction Center is also saying that a couple of these storms could be expected to be severe, especially in the northern portions of Florida up into the Panhandle and southern parts of Georgia. If you're in one of these areas, you definitely want to make sure you're keeping an eye on the weather, especially if you have plans outdoors. You might want to think about rescheduling them. If you live in or around this area, this is still a very early forecast, so keep an eye out. You might see this move to the north or to the south, and either way, thunderstorms are expected across most of this area, even if they are not going to be severe. This is going to start a little bit of a different pattern into next week, however. Tomorrow, 78 degrees. Into the weekend, low 80s, 81 Saturday, 83 Sunday. If you have any weekend plans, make sure if they're outdoors, do them on Saturday rather than Sunday. Otherwise, you risk them getting rained out. A little bit more rain into Monday. We'll can see a couple more thunderstorms, but then eventually clearing out, making its way back towards the pattern we've been seeing, sunny, partially cloudy, and the temperature climbing throughout the week all the way up to 89 on Thursday.